Hello and welcome to the Youth Collab Spotlight, where we shine a light on young change makers who are reshaping what mining can really be. In this episode, we dive into bold ideas, inspiring career journeys, real impact, and partnerships driving change. These are rising voices of the industry, not just observers, but active builders of the future where mining is safer, smarter, and more inclusive. And today, we are excited to welcome Bennete Kadeya, a computer scientist and founder of Mind Project, and the mind behind smart safety helmet that could help transform underground mining. Welcome, Bennete. It's great to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so before we get into your innovation details, let's get to know you a little bit more, like your personal journey. What inspired you to pursue computer science and then channel that knowledge into mining safety? Like, what is the specific moment or experience that sparked the idea of Mine Protect?
So during I went to a university here in Zimbabwe, the National University of Science and Technology. Then I got a place for attachment at a mine. So I did IT at a mining industry during attachment where we did networking and setting up the systems. But during my stay at the mine, a lot of incident happened. We recorded incidents every day to do with safety, the SHE department, and then as it got worse, where a colleague of mine, he worked underground, he slipped and fell. Then after some time, they realized that he was late, but that was just due to lack of response. That is when I started developing the smart safety helmet to ensure that the miners are safe, especially in the underground where there's no lighting, there's a lot of moving objects, falling objects, and it's very rocky and shaky. Yeah, that
Okay.
was part of.
Okay. So you developed a smart helmet that combines location tracking. You said it involves hazard detection and real-time safety analytics. So for someone who's not really technical, how could you really explain what the helmet really does during a mine shift? And also, what makes it different from the traditional helmets that are usually used underground today?
In simple terms, to avoid the more technology aspect of it, we just mainly do with telling the miners, because it's for the miners and miners are not really technical. We tell them that we locate you just the same way you track your cars, you track everything. And in cases of emergency, there's only one button where you can press. In cases where maybe you're stuck, you want to get out, you can just press that emergency button. And the most efficient part of the helmet is that it works without the use of connectivity. You realize that in Africa, most of the mines here, we don't really have power in the underground sector, and we have power outages as well. So the main advantage of the helmet, that is the unique proposition, is that it works without connectivity. So you don't need Wi-Fi underground for us to track your location. Yeah, and the battery is also durable. In terms of long shifts, we also have a very portable and durable batteries instead of the old mechanisms where they used power banks or heavy batteries. So it is light, and yeah, workers can just work efficiently underground.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about your prototype, the first prototype you made for this helmet, because a lot of young people who are like into technology, who are developing technologies in the mining sector, the first step is to create that first prototype that people would listen to and see how it works. So, can you please tell us about your first prototype and how you went by like creating it, and what are like the main challenges that you faced in building this prototype? And also a little bit about what kind of tests have you already done with this prototype?
All right. My first prototype, I just mainly dealt with the main features. Like we have a lot of functionalities within the helmet, but you realize that most of the miners, you want to track their location and they want to respond in cases of emergency. So our first prototype, we only had two features, but we realized that with that first prototype, the main challenge was making it suitable for people to manage because it was very heavy. Like I said, for now, the main advantage is now it is portable, it can easily be accessed, but then the features we're using for the first prototype, you're doing with the budget, so you don't have enough money to make forward your progressions. So the main challenge was it was heavy. It was quite enormous. And when we were presenting it to the miners, they'll just put it on and complain and just say, this is way too heavy. We cannot deal with this. And it also had a power bank. So to navigate from that first prototype to the one we're currently having, it was quite a challenge. But we managed to improve the sensors, improve everything about the technology. And that was also a major shift, which also encountered a lot of costs, but it was worth it. So for now, the first one, the main challenge was dealing with the miners, them accepting the heaviness of the product. So they also actually helped us refine it in terms of making it lighter and giving us updates on how they work underground as well. And
Okay, congratulations on moving from like the prototype and improving it. Like continuous improvement is something that we actually need in the industry. So in the mining industry, safety is not just about technology. It's also about the trust, it's about the compliance and the tight standards and regulations. So I want to understand what are the steps that you have taken to make sure that this helmet meets regulatory requirements and certified, and is it like certified for underground use? And how do you have like regulators or safety officers respond to like your prototype and your idea so far?
Yeah, okay, that's also a very challenging situation we had to deal with, because it took us more than a year to get a patent, because you need to get your product patented for it to work underground. We managed to talk to two mines, one of the biggest mines in Zimbabwe, where we're actually doing our initial first tests underground. And to get to that point, they need all those details, they need all that information. So the first thing was we got a patent for the project to make sure that no one steals the idea or no one tries to progress with it. They needed the patent. We managed to pay for the patent, and right now we're just waiting for approval, but the patent is already in the system. Then we're also focusing on working on the ISO standards, especially with ESG. You need to have the compliance, you need to have those documents where they ensure that your product is certified for. So we're still applying and we're still working on those procedures, but we're almost there. We're getting there. In the first days, it was tough because we didn't have the connections, but now we got all the help. We got all the assistance we needed. We managed to work with a couple mines that helped us to get some of the papers, and we're also working with one institute, NAST in Zimbabwe, where they're actually helping us with the documentation and getting into the government with some of the papers. So we're getting all the help we need for now.
Okay, that is a very good insight. So I want to, in small scale mines, like I understand that your technology can also be used by small scale miners, especially in Zimbabwe. But the main challenge that they usually face is on the capital to afford these types of equipment, like this type of technology. So what are some of the things that you plan or put in place to make this technology affordable and accessible to small scale miners in Africa, who actually really need this kind of like technology, the helmet that you're offering?
Yeah, that's a good insight. We've actually been looking at it because you realize that the news recently, they reported that in Zimbabwe, over 60% of the gold is coming from the artisanal miners, right? That is the small scale miners. So, which means that we have to push more into that field of sector, because we mainly focused on medium to the large scale mines. But for the small scale mines, we realized that it's all about the main features. For the big mines, we put 5 or more features for them to accommodate them for them because they can pay for it. But for the artisanal miners now, to make it cheap, we're actually focusing on asking them which features they need. Some of them just need a single feature, and a single feature is not expensive at all. So we just put a few features for the miners and make it affordable for them. So it's all about talking to your clients, knowing what exactly they need, and then you produce something that is equivalent to what they have and what their budget is, to accommodate for everyone, actually.
Okay, so let's shift a little bit. Let's talk about collaborations. And so you have been part of the Timbuktoo Mine Tech, and congratulations for being part of that. And you mentioned that you have won like a number of awards and like partnerships. You can share a little bit more about that. But my question is, which collaborations have been the most influential in helping Mind Protect move forward? And what kind of partnerships are you seeking for the next to take this to the market and actually expand and grow?
Yeah, so far we go back to Timbuktoo. That's the first collaboration that really helped us map out our product because we really didn't know how to penetrate inside the market. And for now, we've been talking to a lot of investors. We are now visible. Our company is now being seen out there. So yeah, thank you so much to Timbuktoo and UNDP for supporting us. They don't just support in terms of funding, but they also help you grow instead of you as an entrepreneur. They help you know what type of systems to use, how to deal with your workers, and especially on the financials. Yeah, they really help you map out your business. And so far Timbuktoo has been the lead on this. And we have also Mindtech Zimbabwe, UNDP Zimbabwe as well has been helping us form our product. And yeah, mostly we also, then we put NAS, that institution, my university institution where I attended. They're actually helping with penetrating into the government, getting all the papers that we need, the documentation. Yeah, that is one of our partners. And yeah, they're also helping us with growing the product. Then also we have lastly the mining industry as well. We have like Mimosa Mine, Zimplats. We talk to the partners there, the workers at Zimplats. They're also giving us the space where we can actually test our product and do beta test as much as we can so that we put our product to the market.
Okay, so what I also want to like understand is like let's talk about the next steps, looking ahead. What is your long-term vision for Mind Protect, and where do you see the company like in the next few years, and what is like the impact that you really want your helmet to have on the lives of miners and also on the broader mining industry in Africa?
So yeah, the goal is, well, to be the leading industry in mining safety because we're not mainly focusing on what we do as a whole, but the safety of miners is very crucial. You find out there are a lot of cases we want to make sure that every miner is protected and accounted for. So mainly dealing with safety. We're planning on programming and improving our product so that it doesn't just die after the miners work with it. So there are features where we can actually improve the product due to, the market can increase, the demands can increase, technology can change. So we're actually flexible for the change of technology. We're actually flexible for the growth in the market. And whatever the miners require and account for, we're actually willing to grow to that. And number one is the safety of the miners. We just want to make sure that the miners are safe first. And in the long term, we're also planning on making sure that we have all the documentation because there's a lot of paperwork that needs to be done. So we want to make sure we have all the paperwork, we have all the documents, and our product is still accommodating change in terms of technology because technology shifts every day. We have AI, we have IoT, it shifts every day. So we also want to work on doing the researches where we can actually advance in our technology with the advance in the systems as well.
Okay, that is a clear roadmap of how you really want to like move and the vision for this. So finally, as we close up, to like our many listeners who are actually innovators themselves or planning to be innovators in this sector. So based on your journey, what is like the piece of advice that you give someone who wants to build like a deep tech solution or like any solution in the mining industry, like being a young person? What is one advice that anyone would ask you, you'd like say it first?
First things first, I think I would tell the young miners out there that you don't need to just build something for the sake of building it. You need to build something that the people need. Yeah, you research, make sure you focus a lot on the research part. Because once you research what your technology does, you can actually produce something like I noticed in the first days, I'll just produce a helmet that locates the miner's location, right? Then I just send it out there. But you realize that they don't want that only. It has to be portable. There are complaints. They want the batteries. They need everything. So it's all about knowing what your market needs. Don't just build something for the sake of building it, but build something that the workers need. That's one of the main things that I can tell the young workers out there. Yeah, the entrepreneurs, that just make sure that you talk to the market, you interact with the people that need your technology. Then once you know what they want, it's easier for you to just make something that they need and produce it.
Okay, thank you very much, Bennett, for sharing your journey and your vision for Mine Protect with us. And it's clear that your work has so much potential to save the lives of people and redefine how safety is being managed underground. And to our many listeners, thank you for tuning into Youth Collab Spotlight. Be sure to subscribe, share this episode, and join next time for the highlight of Africa's next changemakers. And thank you so much.